game of the week, and it had to be the Leeds Rhinos against the Huddersfield Giants. More than 2 points at stake in this one. But also, it's the MND awareness round at Leeds Rhinos. So who better than to introduce it than JJB?
We're back at Headingley Stadium and the boys are in the background preparing for the big game against the Huddersfield Giants in round 16 of the Betfred Super League competition. And we're immensely proud to be dedicating this particular fixture as our annual MND awareness game. 7-time grand final winner and my good friend Rob Burrow will be here with his family as guests of honour for this big West Yorkshire derby, which comes just 48 hours after Global MND Awareness Day on the 21st of June. Last time I walked across the hallowed turf of Headingley Stadium was to cross the finish line at the inaugural Rob Burrow Leeds Marathon. In 27 years I've not experienced a day quite like it, the way that the Rugby League family, especially the Rhinos family, came together to raise funds, money and awareness for MND. It was the latest chapter of this unbelievable fundraising journey. It began on January the 12th, 2020, with Rob playing his final game at Headingley in my testimonial against Bradford Bulls. From there we've broken records, we've campaigned for change, we've gone racing, we've danced, we've walked, and we've supported Kevin Sinfield in going the extra mile to raise vital funds, and we've brought the fight against MND into the hearts and minds of people far beyond the heartlands of Rugby League. Games are won and lost, seasons come and go, but this Friday night we can unite together again in a continued fight against MND to raise awareness and to keep banging the drum in the true spirit of the Rhinos. Rob's daughters, Macy and Maya, will be among 777 school children taking part in a dance spectacular before the game, and his son Jackson will deliver a specially produced MND edition match ball ahead of kick-off. The Rhinos will be wearing their Doddy Weird tribute kit, and you can grab yours from the club shop, with £10 from every sale being donated to the MND charity My Name's Doddy Foundation. And most importantly, 20% from each full price ticket sold will be donated to the MND Association, with volunteers from the charity on hand to collect donations and offer advice about MND to supporters. Help us to honour Rob Burrow and continue the fight in tackling motor neuron disease. Join us at Headingley Stadium this Friday, 23rd of June, for our annual MND awareness game. Visit tickets.therhinos.co.uk to secure your place today.
Well, if you haven't got your tickets already, please do go and get them for what is a very worthy cause indeed. And of course, Rob Burrow will be in attendance for this absolute belter of a game. Coaches under pressure. That's right, Rowan Smith and Ian Watson. One of these two coaches, one of these two teams will be either 8 or 10 points off the top 6 by the end of this game. The stakes could not be higher. So let's remind ourselves what happened earlier in the season when these two met at Headingley Stadium in the last battle. It was rivals round as the Leeds Rhinos welcomed the Huddersfield Giants to their Headingley Stadium. Neither of these two teams had set the world on fire up to round 8, with Leeds already lost 4 and Huddersfield having lost 3 in the opening 7 games.
Connor, short ball to Chris Hill. Dependable, resilient Chris Hill. 6 games gone. He's been involved in all of them. Connor's little kick, it's going to come back to Connor. He's going to try and keep it alive to Lollahea. He does that. McGilvray will power in at the corner as McGilvray. Off the back of that penalty, here is Price. Price, short pass, finds Luke Yates, turns back to the try line, takes the tackle. Nathan Peets with the pass. McQueen will score, and it's back-to-back tries. Chris Hill with 17. 4 to his name already. Jake Connor this time is on target, and in a blink of an eye Huddersfield are leading by 10 points. Here is Chris Hill Jake Connor quickly onto Lollahea. Lollahea drips a kick in for McGilvray to chase. McGilvray will gather, and he's mystified Myler. And now then,
I think that's harsh. The yellow card, he's attempting to sort of...
he was mystified to start with. I think he's absolutely gobsmacked now.
I mean, he's racing across to get to McGilvray. He sticks an arm out. He's almost trying to steal the ball. For me, it's clumsy contact with the head. Although we want to discourage contact with the head.
Of course, Ollie Russell has been a regular goal kicker this season for the Giants, but Jake Connor has brought his kicking boots with him. He's added 2 more points. Jared O'Connor, Austin shapes to kick, and then on to Zane Tetifano, back into the middle of the field to Sam Lissone. Lissone looking to offload, but Ashworth and Rushton doing a good job to deny him that 5th tackle. Can Huddersfield withstand here? They're going to run it again at Leeds. They're going to run it to Hanley, and Hanley this time will score. Will Price signals Harvey Livett to run on his inside. Jake Connor will go for 1 and succeed with that on the stroke of half-time to just put a bit more breathing space between the two sides. Jake Connor bang in front of the posts. You'll be seeing more of that on Sky Sports this season. And Caitlin Beavers and members of the Leeds team still here watching the men's side on the attack at the moment. Myler to Reece Martin, and Martin just ambling across the fields. And Leeds now put the foot down, and McDonald, James McDonald will get the try. 2 tries against the Catalan Dragons. He won people's hearts after that game, of course, with his acceptance speech with Jenna. That was a golden moment. Meanwhile, here comes Newman trying to get on the outside. Ball gets on the inside, and gets on the inside to Myler. Oh, and then Myler slips. They keep it alive. Nenny McDonald, and he is brought down, but they've gone from one end of the field to the other of the Leeds Rhinos, and they've still got tackles to play with here. And now it's with Blake Austin. Austin flings it out, and Reece Martin will get the try, and that is wonderful from Leeds. Oh, and he had support. I think McDonald was on his shoulder, but he was just heading down to the ground. Nevertheless, on the break, on the back of that break. Look at this from Jared O'Connor.
Great ball, great support line from Austin.
Now then, the kick from Caesar is a teasing one. Myler is going to challenge for it, and the ball is going to be dotted down by Cameron Smith, and Smith is going to claim the try. Now then, can Reece Martin hit the target? 1 from the last 9 here, remember. 1 success from the last 9. Masters under pressure, good work from Harry Newman, but gets it to Lollahea, and Lollahea finds a gap, finds a huge gap, and Lollahea loping up the field. He's only got Myler ahead of him. He's looking for some help from somewhere. He leaves Myler flat on his back, and then he gets the ball to Eason Masters. Masters sells himself a dummy, and Leeds somehow regroup. If only somebody could have got there to help Tui Lollahea, but he was all on his own. Now then, here goes O'Brien. O'Brien with the run. McDonald just manages to stop his progress. That's the 5th tackle. Can Huddersfield capitalise here off that Lollahea break? Little kick. McQueen will get his second. McQueen will get his second of the night. 18-17. Kick to come from Jake Connor. As I say, 20 all. Connor has missed.
Having come out of the traps really early, Huddersfield Giants faded in this one. Jake Connor losing track of the scoreboard, which was pivotal in this game. As for Leeds, a very, very assured performance coming back in adversity. And Blake Austin really did have a fine game for them. Leeds 18, Huddersfield 17. It was a fantastic game, wasn't it, the last time these two met at Headingley? So let's take a look at what's happened since then. In the last 5 in Super League, well, as you can see, both of these two sides not enjoying the best of form. Leeds now on the back of 3 defeats in a row, Huddersfield 2. And in terms of their last head-to-heads, well, it's Leeds that have the upper hand with 3 wins out of the last 5. And of course, the last 2 occasions they have won as well. Neither side have really set the world on fire this year, both disappointing. Leeds currently in 8th, and of course Huddersfield in 11th. But if you look down at the average score, well, there you can see it. Leeds do have the advantage, and it's very, very close in terms of the conceding. The bookies don't often get it wrong. They see this as a Leeds win, 4-5 on our Leeds. As for the Huddersfield Giants, they're 11-10. Now you can see there the men in form. Let's take a look at the first one. Kevin Nagama having a fantastic season for the Huddersfield Giants. Played 12 of their 15 Super League games. Obviously only won 3, but his performances have been stellar. 7 tries, 3 assists, 14 clean breaks, 45 tackle busts. This man is one of the highest meter makers in the Super League in terms of averages with 9. Really, really good. 10th top try scorer in the league. 27% of all of the points that Huddersfield have scored this season have come from Nagama, and he has not conceded a single penalty all year. On the other side, well, probably one of the most in-form loose forwards in the competition. Not only in attack is he playing well, but also on the other side of the ball in defence. He's played every single game this season for the Leeds Rhinos. He has scored 6 tries, 3 assists, 6 clean breaks, 51 tackle busts. He's averaging 5.2 metres per carry. He is the leading tackler in Super League with 632. He's 4th for marker tackles and 14th overall for tackle busts. He's only missed 31 tackles in the entire campaign. Cameron Smith in incredible form. So let's go back to the teams. And as you can see, because of their league position, not really doing awfully well in many of these categories. They really have been both struggling this season for form. Leeds, of course, will look back at that win that we just saw a few moments ago going into this game. As for Huddersfield, their form has been absolutely shocking. Not really much to take from that, albeit if you look down at the bottom there, in discipline, certainly on the side of Leeds, 4 yellow cards this season and 2 reds. They can ill afford to get anybody sent off in this one. Such is what is at stake for both sides. So we've took a look at the 2 men in form. Let's now look at the key performers for both sides this season thus far. Some very impressive performances there, but who do we believe could be the biggest head-to-head of them all? We could have gone for Cameron Smith against Luke Yates, but we have gone instead for this one. Blake Austin against Theo Fage of the Huddersfield Giants. We saw earlier the first time that these 2 teams met, Austin was in impeccable form. 3 assists on the night that night for Blake Austin. He was the difference. And they're very, very similar players. Austin often doesn't get the assist, but plays a pivotal role in the try in terms of his lead-up play. You can see there a great run from Austin as the move develops for the Leeds Rhinos. Eventually, they go in to score. Of course, Austin doesn't get the assist, but it was Austin's run that was absolutely pivotal to the Myler try. Blake Austin, again here on the left-hand side. This time he does get the assist, this time against the Catalan Dragons. Great running on the left-hand side, finds Darrell Alfertz, and then he goes for what was a very simple score indeed. Another thing to admire about Blake Austin is his willingness to really go and take on a line. We see it again here against the Catalan Dragons. Goes right into the line, short ball, finds the outside man, and in they go for a try. So let's take a look at these two players head to head. As you can see, Austin 14 appearances to Farge's 6. Of course, Farge has been out quite a bit this season with injury, but both only scoring a try. Look at the assist, though, which is to be expected, consider the differences in appearances. But 14 tries this now for Blake Austin. When he's on, he is on. Tackle bus also going his way, as do clean breaks. As for tackles, you can see Austin there, probably not doing as much defensive work as Farge when you take into account the games played. Offloads, pretty similar when you, again, take that games played into account. Both of these two players really are ones to watch. But why have we picked this one? I mean, you might be thinking this is a bit of a mismatch. It's not. When we take a look at Theo Farge against the Warrington Wolves the last time out, Farge was outstanding, especially on the right-hand side. He got his try, he got an assist, 3 offloads on the night. He did his bit in tackles, and he got 121 metres. And you're about to see some of the similarities now between him and Blake Austin from that game against the Warrington Wolves. First, Farge's willingness, again, to take on the line. Here's his version, very similar to the try we just saw Blake Austin set up. This time, of course, Farge for Leroy Cudjoe. Then you can see his kicking game. His kicking game is absolutely superb for Farge. Game management very key. And this one really paid off for him. And actually, it's Farge that finishes this off with the try. So not only a really good kick to the corner, but he kept the legs pumping and got up there to make sure that his team got over for the score. That little short ball there was electric to Will Price. And again, like we saw with Blake Austin, even though that assist doesn't go the way of Farge, it was Farge who made it. Now, let's take a look at what we have to say. So this week's game of the week will be Leeds Rhinos taking on the Huddersfield Giants. There'll be a lot of Leeds fans out there going, what about our game at Catalan? It's going to be a belter. But as that promo says, this is more than just 2 points. Watson and Smith under so much pressure in this one. The look on Smith's face after the Wakey game was a man on his knees. Personally, very surprised he's still in a job. Schofield today went massive in League Express against Rowan Smith. He is under so much pressure. If Leeds lose this game, then I believe that Rowan Smith's time to Headingley is gone. Watson might just cling on. But for me, Rowan Smith, if he loses this game, I could see Gary Hetherington parting ways with his manager, Greg.
You may well be right. I just think the thing that's saving a lot of coaches under pressure at this moment in time is who can they bring in to replace. And I think that's the only thing keeping quite a few coaches that I can think of in a job at this moment. Obviously, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. They could very well be scouting for the next coach as we speak.
Well, Schofield said Maguire. Said he's done his apprenticeship. He's done his apprenticeship at KR. He's been under Smith.
You don't mean Madge from Australia?
Yeah, no, not Madge. No, Maguire, mate. Danny Maguire. Yeah.
Well, it's a shout. It's a shout.
Back to Leeds. Makes you think, doesn't it?
It's a shout. Maybe he knows something we don't. To be honest, I can't see Leeds losing this. I think they win 9-17. Sorry, our Giants friends.
Rating, Lee, 9-17.
I think 9-17 Leeds. And it makes a change, Leeds being on Sky, to be honest.
Absolutely. Saints are about to be on Sky a lot as well, mate.
Do
you know what, mate? I'm going Huddersfield. I think Leeds are in a lot of trouble.
They are.
Question mark. Excuse me. Are they playing for the coach? Question mark.
Well, you could ask that about other certain teams as well, mate.
You could. I'm going 9-17. The Giants.
I just Leeds are, but when Leeds have needed it this season, they've pulled a game out of the bag. Wigan away, for example, when they've needed it, they've pulled a game out of the bag, which is what Leeds do.
It is what Leeds do. Again, the forum is split on this. Live in the chat, a lot of talk in there in terms of which way this one's going to go. Steph agreeing that Maguire for Leeds, a great shout. Again, Schofield impressed this week, going massive for Maguire to take over at Leeds. And of course, today it's been announced that Justin Holbrook has been sacked in the NRL. So a couple of coaches certainly on the market, as both Watson and Smith are under pressure. So let's hear from both of the coaches and a couple of Leeds players as they get ready for battle this Friday night.
Feel pressure to win every game that I've ever coached. So whatever else is happening outside of here, it's that doesn't change me. I'm doing my best, and I'm hungry to win every game, regardless of results. We chat every day about where we're at, form, performance, recruitment, retention. How we do things around the place that's not dependent on last weekend's result. So those chats happen every day, every couple of days, whatever it is. That those chats will continue to be had. Gary and I talk a lot, and we're aligned with what we're trying to create here. So there's no issues there.
What resonates with me is you just never know. You never know what's going to happen in the future, and you make the most of kind of what's happening here and now, because this is might be as good as it gets. And everyone seems like obviously we're not winning at the moment. Leeds have not been winning, and it's a challenge in itself as well. But you've kind of got to try and enjoy that as well, because everything's coming up to test you, and you never know when it might be your last game playing or coaching or anything else as well in life. So you've got to ride with it and kind of enjoy the kind of challenges, what's being presented with you. And
I think we're all excited to come back and lift the boys, and hopefully we can get us back in the winner's circle. Just come back. And just do our best for the team and for our fans. Obviously, been a tough couple of weeks on the receiving end. So hopefully this week we can dish it back.
We had a really good week of training last week, and we've trained well again this week as well. So it's now all over to the game. But yeah, it allowed us to work on a few things and get back to the kind of level that we normally train at. Like I say, there's been a few factors in why we've not done that, but we've been getting back towards that over the last month and a half. Well, yeah, last month, to be fair.
Yeah, for sure. It's not always the best when you're not doing well on the field. So it'd be good to be back out there, and hopefully I can bring something to the team and just do my job out on the field.
And especially coming back at Headingley against Huddersfield on Friday night. Yeah,
it'd be good to run out at Headingley again. It's always a good atmosphere here, and it's always going to be a good game against Huddersfield. So we're looking forward to it.
What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, they're probably in the same position as we are, and we're not taking any team lightly that we're coming up against. So there's going to be, I definitely feel like both teams are going to be up for it. So we just got to be up for the challenge.
Lola here is a big player for them, someone well. Do you think he'll have a key role to play?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like any team that toys in, you got to be able to expect the unexpected. You can pull things off that a lot of players can't. So we've got to be on our toes.
But to be fair, every game is a big game in Super League now. There's no real easy wins like there maybe was 10 years ago when you knew you were turning up to a team and they've been getting pumped 80-odd points every week. The level of competition is very good across the board now, so it's a tight competition. So every game is a big game. There's always, obviously, you can build it up into whatever you want, but it's every week. You've got to turn up every single week and be ready to play and ready to perform. And if you don't, you get beat.
It's huge. Yeah, it's massive for both teams. We're in similar position, and for us, we're in a similar position to where we were last season. We played Huddersfield at a similar time last season away from home as well, and that was a crucial game for us where we didn't get the performance that night, but our home form has been strong despite some results going the other way. We've played well against good teams in recent times at home, and we expect Huddersfield to be very hungry, and it's a mini grand final for both of us. I think coming off a week of reset, and it's a pivotal game for the season.
You always want to play first team. It doesn't matter who you are or what level you play. You always want to play first team. But Jake's really good. He really understands kind of where we're at with Jake and what he wants to kind of get out and get back to. I said it at the start of the season. We're speaking to Jake about it last week as well, about the fact that we said this was going to be a little bit of a project and it was going to be one that we had to build into, and he was going to find his feet during the season. And he was doing that, but it's tough to do that. It's tough, especially when you're a high-level player and everyone's expecting really big things of you. So this just allows him to take the pressure off him, to
So, of course, Ian Watson there discussing the fact that Jake Connor does not make the 21-man squad. All of those interviews you can watch in full on Leeds and Giants TV, also on BBC Leeds as well. And maybe check out Rugby League with JD on Facebook. Again, a great source for all your Rugby League press conferences. So let's take a look at these squads. First of all, the Leeds Rhinos, and of course they have been boosted by the fact that David Fussatua, Aidan Caesar, and of course Sam Lizone are back for this game. That's a real welcome back for those guys. It allows Ash Hanley perhaps to go back on the wing, Richie Myler to go back to full back, and give a little bit more structure to the Leeds Rhinos squad. As for the 21-man squad of the Huddersfield Giants, well, of course, the real sharp-eyed amongst you already noticed, of course, that Connor was missing. Harry Rushton, he's suffered an injury which could actually keep him out for a long period this season. We wish him well and hope that that's not as bad as he's being reported. We know they've got the quality in the centres with Masters and Nagama especially in fine form. And of course, at number 10 there, Joe Greenwood back for the Huddersfield Giants. Greenwood was in superb form earlier in the season. Of course, Seb Ikehefo as well. He has been a man mountain for the Huddersfield Giants this season. One thing's for certain, Huddersfield will want to take their second half performance against the Warrington Wolves into this match. That was by far and away their best 40 minutes of the season, in our humble opinion. As for Leeds, it's a yo-yo effect. They cannot afford to lose this game. Everything is at stake. It couldn't be closer. Where else are you going to be? Well, hopefully, for those who live in Huddersfield, in Leeds, or around the Yorkshire area, you're going to get yourself to Headingley to support MND and watch some first-class quality rugby league this Friday night at Headingley Stadium. For the rest of you who can't make that trip on a Friday night, well, sit back, get on Sky TV and watch a game that's going to have it all. It's only one more thing that we need to do. Let's play the trailer and let's get ready to rumble. To catch all of the Super League Raw content, head over to YouTube right now and subscribe to Super League Raw. And also join the Super League Raw Fans Forum on Facebook to get involved in debate, votes, competitions, and plenty of great content as well. The home of Super League Raw Weekly, the home of In the Sheds, and of course the home of Game of the Week. Super League Raw, your one-stop destination for all things Super League online.